What's up, everyone? It's your boy Busy Blue, and I am back with another Big Brother Season 19 Episode 26 recap and review. Y'all, I am tired. So I don't know how energetic or how much of my personality I'm going to give today. This is just water, because after this review, I'm going to bed. One of the people in my comments said that I talk too fast. I think it's because of where I'm from, but I really do talk too fast, and you actually may see me slow down today. So we start off with the HOH competition. It's Tales from Decrypt. I love it. They had to decrypt some messages that were going up on the screen, and they were going head to head. Mark got out first, and it was just like a round of applause, a resounding round of applause. It was just so disgusting how they, I mean, not say that they could, because I'll probably be cheering too, but yeah, they just let him know, like, yo, you are not here. He was going against Raven. What I didn't like about this competition, besides the fact that they spent 15 minutes showing us everything that people thought throughout it, was the fact that everybody who was about to win or not win had a confessional. I'm looking at this, sometimes they show it and it gives you that tense of the moment. But every time, even Raven has something to say. I'm looking at the thing and I see something. Girl, if you don't shut your... Everyone goes. It comes down to Christmas and Paul. Paul actually throws the HOH competition to Christmas. Well, at least he was trying to. My God. She was so stumped. And he's trying to throw. He sees what it is. He sees that it's Jessica. He has to push Jessica. But he's trying to throw it to Christmas. And Christmas is looking like she'll never get out. She'll never escape the room. Because she was so lost. It was like she was just so confused. Like, what to... And she was looking at it like, we gotta... Like, it was not going to come to her, so he had to pick the wrong one, and he finally gives it to her. What I didn't like about her winning is that in her confessional, now she's like, I came in here, I broke my foot, and unable to, girl, you didn't do this. Everybody has this false sense of just entitlement in this house, and it really is bothering me. What I will say is how Paul has cleaned up his act. Now, Paul has been an interesting character throughout this whole entire season. Either you hate him or you love him, or you just don't know. I'm in the middle, and I talk about this on Twitter a lot. I don't like Paul this season because he's ruining the game. But Paul is playing an amazing game. And I guess people think that you can't think both ways, my God. But you can, and I do. Paul is playing an amazing game. Everyone is doing exactly what he says. The problem is, everyone is doing exactly what he says. And it made the show boring. It made it predictable. And that's not what you look at Big Brother for. I'm gonna go, get to a second talking about big moves, but it's just becoming so predictable, and that's why this season has been trash. But I think production, that bullhorn man, sorry, I'm trying to fix the camera. The bullhorn production, somebody got into Paul, and he's cleaning up his act. Here's some things that I need y'all to notice. Go back and rewatch the episode or watch the next episode. 1. Paul isn't yelling at us anymore. Paul has lowered his tone. Okay? We don't need him yelling at us anymore. He used to be in our face, and that used to work last year. We don't need it. That's 1. 2, now he's talking his strategy. And if Paul would have been doing his strategy throughout the whole... Think of, is it, Inka Wong? From Big Brother Canada 5 and 2, in her confessionals, she told us what was going to happen, how she going to do it, and then we watched it unravel. And in Paul's confessionals throughout this season, it's been, you thought you were going to get me, but now I'm getting you out. I'll show you. And that's what he's been doing. Your boys got safety. You think you're going to... No. And because he was doing that and he's so pompous about it, it made people not want to watch him. Now, if he could show me that he was doing strategy in game, and then these people are following, that's a little bit more interesting to watch. And that's what he was doing today. And I'm going to get down into that a little bit later on in this review, because he really took time to say, okay, this is what I'm deciding to do, and this is how I'm going to do it. And that's what we needed. Instead of, yay, you broke your promises, this is what's going to happen. But get your... Moving on from there, Christmas, you know, she talks about being, you know, re-energized. She's got this HOH. Now she's ready to make big moves. You know, this is a chance she needs to make big moves. Even Josh gets a confessional saying, I'm so happy for my, I'm so happy for, you know, Christmas. She's been waiting on this for a long time. And, you know, I know she's really wanting this, and it's a chance for her to really make big moves. Why is the big move Mark going home? You have, I mean, because everybody want to latch on to this. You got showmances in the house. You got big groups in the house. And you have a vet in the house. You got one person by himself. One is the loneliest number. Not attacking you. Not coming after you because he ain't got a problem with you Christmas. I mean, not from what I understand. But he a big move? I need everyone in this house to never say big move again. Because they don't know what it means. They don't. Even Jason, because we see Jason, he gets his, I'm skipping down a little bit, but Jason gets a letter because he was HOH and his wife is pregnant. Now, I don't want to say nothing about his wife because I don't know his wife. But I don't trust a woman who gets pregnant. I've been going for a month and a half. Now you with child? Child cheese. But anyway, in that he's like, yeah, no, I'm glad that I'm in this house, you know, making big moves and doing. Boy, you got rid of who everybody else wanted you to get rid of. And nobody's making big moves if there's a list about what we got to do. I need everyone to stop saying big moves. Take it out of your vocabulary. Josh, he impressed me today. He, as he went upstairs to talk to Christmas, in our HOH room, and he's like, look, we need to get out, Jason, because Jason said in his speech, clearly, you know, he said it with a list, but Jason said in his speech that when I was on the fence, you told me we needed to do da-da-da-da-da. And Josh took that and was able to pull from it, what was he on the fence for? And clearly he's been teeter-tottering on whether or not he's going to get... I did not expect Josh to have a brain like this. They done gave his brain back, y'all. Moving on. Alex. Josh took what I thought was Alex's brain, okay? So she comes in and she's talking about Kevin's been acting very sketchy. Before, you know, we get to see Alex and her schizophrenia, Kevin comes on the screen and Kevin's like, you know, I really admire Cody. He just reminds me of people back at home. Not Cody, Derek, because Derek came in the house on the BS episode we had Friday. He reminds me of people back at home. You know, it made it real cool to see him. I admired him. It seemed real cool. Alex, I guess, looked at the way that he looked at Derek when he was in the house and thought, must be a cop. I mean, I just don't get... Her logic was... First, her logic is, he was talking to Cody, you know, sketchy. He's being sketchy, sketchy. And then Derek comes in the house, and he's like so excited to see him, sketchy. He's always talking about jail and gangster stuff. Why do you think he knows all of this? Boom, he's a cop. I don't even know how she could. Alex is crazy. Alex truly is crazy. So Kevin, as they're walking by, Kevin's like, yo, can I talk to you for a second? And Alex, I don't want to. She's like one of those, ooh, I'm not gonna say that. But I don't want to talk to you, please, I don't want to talk to you, right? Like, I don't want to talk to you. And she goes, and then she runs to Jason, is like, you need to stop talking to Kevin. I don't trust him. He's being sketchy. And you need to stop talking to him because I'm talking to Cody once. It's like, okay. So Jason goes to talk to Kevin. He's like, yo, what did you say to her? And Kevin is over the bullshit. They ain't say nothing to her. And at the end of the day, we ain't liking each other right now, and that's it. If she want to do that, she gonna do what she want to do. And did she say that I said something? Because if she said I said something, now I'm gonna confront her. And he was like, no, he didn't say. Okay, then yeah. So then it's over. Ain't got nothing to say. Jason in his confessional talk about something. I just want them to both rethink what they're what's happening, and want him to understand. No, I want her to understand his side. I want him to understand her side, and I want him to understand that he's the person who's making her act like this. Jason is drinking all of the Kool-Aid. Alex is crazy. There's nothing that, you know what, if Kevin sneeze like this once, you're gonna be like, that's what you do when you have a microphone or walkie-talkie. He's a cop. Alex is crazy. He ain't doing nothing. Kevin doesn't have to do anything. At the end of the day, he's like, look, we got to figure something out. Jason goes back to Alex. Is like, look, I talked to him. Alex goes even more crazy. No, why did you talk to him? I can't believe y'all. We need to get her on medication. I promise y'all. I was just watching this whole time like, yo, is this real life? No, why did you do that? We need to. So Kevin comes in the room. She talking about some. You can't keep asking me, what can you eat? What? And her confession, I had to make up something real quick. Kevin was like, is this what got you this aggravated? It's just like, yeah, it makes me so mad, so annoying, and I can't do it anymore. Yo, don't it say something about Alex, the fact that they actually let that, go as an excuse? That Alex is crazy enough to be mad at somebody asking her what they can eat. So much so that she's blowing up. And the house is like, well, Alex. That says something about her. It's crazy. Moving on. I already talked about, skipped ahead and talked about the Jason and Josh. We talked about Jason's basket and his wife getting pregnant. Then we see that Paul and Maven are talking. This is when Paul is telling us what he needs to do. Granted, Paul has been working this game nonstop since the beginning. The problem is how he showcased it to America. Excuse me. It's very techy, but this live on the scene, so don't think I'm about to edit it out. Nobody want to see you or hear you all the time. Your boy's safe. You're going to be going home. I can't believe it. You thought you were going to have me. Cody, you made your bed. Like, we don't need that all the time. It would have been so much, but I promise you I would have liked Paul, because it's too late. It's too late. I'm glad that he's doing this now. Maybe he can change some of y'all minds, my God. But what he's doing now is what he should have been doing the whole time. Now that I have, 3 different showmances, I understand that they're going to be going with each other. It's my job to be the third person, and latch myself onto each of these showmances. That way, they'll take me with them to the third, and I have at least a fighting chance of making final 2. Now you see him going to each of the groups. You have Raven and Matt. You have Jason and Alex. And you have Christmas and Josh. You see him talking to them, befriending them, saying, yo, we got this, final 3. This is what he should have been doing. And the whole time, he's not yelling at us. Yes, now I'm seeing that we need to, now your boy has to, it's the time for us to try to figure, we don't need that, Paul. And I'm telling y'all, that bullhorn got to him. It got to him. On Rob Has a Podcast, I wish I could remember which, it's the one who's always angry, but he's the one who's saying that, yo, that megaphone really got to Paul. And you can see him, even if you're watching the live feeds, he's constantly thinking about it. It's constantly on his mind. It really got to him. And he's changed up his whole approach, because I think he understands that America is not a fan of his right now. Moving on, we see Christmas and Paul talking. They're trying to put up pawns so that they can backdoor Mark. I didn't see that coming. Talk about a big move. I'm so over this house. Anyway, her plan is to just pick one person from the power couple. And then if, Mark wins, then one of the power couples can go. She's trying to act like she's playing games. Yeah, because this is strategery. Joke. Next, we see Josh talking to us with this owl. Next. Now we have this tree of temptation. It don't get no worse than this. Now, I know y'all probably tired of hearing me say recency bias radio. But if y'all have not watched his... the reason I'm bringing him up is because when we first started, and this, I'm telling you, this is out of the book of Recency Bias Radio. We first started the game, there was only one temptation that each person can get. After that, now there's a game of temptation. Now there's a tree of temptation. It's just getting more and more pathetic. Julie, okay? I guess because you can't say, you know, expect the expected, okay, as the slogan, because that is it this year. They're just, at this point, really reaching in for elbows. My God, this is so stupid. This new tree is in the house. And it's going to be there for 3 weeks. And there's there's curses or, you know, good things that you can get. When the light turns red, you got to go into the diary room, tell them you want to pick an apple, and whatever you get to have, but you have to use it that week. There's different things on there like save a friend, 2 vetoes, eliminate 2 eviction votes, the da-da-da-da. Marky had his eye on that apple, and he got it, my God. The problem is he opened up the apple and said save a friend. Marky ain't got no friends. Who he saving? So we go from there. Christmas, she's talking to the different showmasters saying, look, we got to put somebody up. How about she talking to Matt and Raven, right? And he's like, well, no, Raven doesn't go, I'll go up. In his confessional, he's talking about some, you know, I'm going to take this time to go up on the block right now because, you know, later on in the future, it'll be somebody else's time to go up on the block. Matt, how long is now? Because you have gone on the block. How many weeks is this, y'all? Put it in the comments. When does now end? Is this the last week and then the next person goes on? Just tell me when is now. Because I think Matt always going on the block. He is confused. Okay, come on back. Okay? Anyway, after that, she talks to Jason and Alex and talking about being paused, and Jason's going to do it. After that, it's Mark, Christmas, and Josh. Mark is like, look, I need to stay in this house and I need to talk to them. He gives a compelling speech. Like, look, there are showmasters and couples in this house. I was never going after you. You know, you have to believe that this is my word. What sucks is that nowhere in that speech was Paul mentioned. But I digress. It comes with a nomination ceremony. Before Christmas scoots in and does her nominations, Matt has to say who he's going to save because he has to save his friend. And he decides to save Paul. In the first week, Paul gave him a friendship bracelet and he said that he will repay him when he gets a chance to. And this is repaying him. I think that this is a strategic move. I don't know if Matt has thought it out thoroughly. Paul is running the house. And if you can get on Paul's good side, I wish he would have talked game and strategy with him first. If he would have said to him, like, look, I will save you. I need you to help me be safe just this week. I'm saving you this week. You save me this week. Let's do this deal and let's make it work. And I think that because he knows Paul is running the house. Sorry, there's a bug in my window. It's trying to attack and get in. Because Paul's running the house, this would have been the perfect time to use him. I don't think he has thought that far ahead. I mean, at the end of the day, Paul's safe. We all know Paul's safe. This really wasn't even a waste of a thing because he doesn't want to use it on anybody else because he don't like nobody else. And Paul is safe, so let's just give it to him anyway. I really want him to shake things up and talk to Paul and say, look, I saved you, save me. After that, Christmas nominates Jason and Matt and then turns and talks to Mark. Mark, you just aligned yourself. What the you didn't say my name. You didn't twist my key. You better address those two. Don't say nothing to me. This game is just... Mark. I would have been looking like, excuse me, production. My name not on the screen. Yeah. Expect the expected. This is your boy Busy Blue. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm sorry I wasn't as energetic as I could have been, but your bro is tired. Until next time, y'all.